opportunities. You're chasing them. And the best founders in the world don't chase opportunities. They filter them ruthlessly. If education sales has you second-guessing yourself, take a breath. This is a trust-first, relationship-driven market, and the old tactics, they don't translate. This show replaces guesswork with clarity and a customer acquisition system that builds a pipeline you can trust. I'm Josh Chernikoff, two-time education founder with 2 exits and a lead gen coach for companies in education. Through my EdSales elevation experience over the last 2 years, I've coached 210 companies to leads on repeat. In 2025 alone, I delivered over 2,600 hours of coaching to education companies. My co-host is John Gamba. He also has a successful exit, and now he's the Director of Innovative Programs and the Entrepreneur in Residence at Penn's Graduate School of Education. This is the only show dedicated to customer acquisition for education companies, so consistent listeners go from stalled deals to clarity, credibility, and a pipeline they can rely on. This is EdSales Edge, where education company founders earn their edge. You don't have a lead problem, you have a targeting problem. Most education founders think they have a lead problem. They think, I need more people in my pipeline. I need more conversations. I need more outreach. But that's not the real problem. The real problem is this. You're not filtering opportunities. You're chasing them. And the best founders in the world don't chase opportunities. They filter them ruthlessly. I'm recording this the day before I go in for open heart surgery. So by the time you're listening to this, I'll have already come through it and be in recovery. Everything's in good hands, the team's stepping up, and we're going to keep things moving. I wanted to make sure we still got this episode out to you. Let me take you somewhere you might not expect. Warren Buffett, one of the greatest investors of all time. And if you study Buffett long enough, you'll realize something that doesn't get talked about enough. Buffett doesn't win because he finds more opportunities. He wins because he ignores most of them. He has a concept called the circle of competence. And it's simple. He only invests in businesses he deeply understands, industries he knows, patterns he recognizes. Everything else he passes. Even if it's exciting, even if it's trending, even if everyone else is jumping in, he just says no. Now here's where this matters for you. Because in education, most founders do the exact opposite. They say yes to everything, any school, any district, any university, any opportunity that might work. And they call that pipeline. But it's not pipeline. It's noise. If you're listening to this and something's already clicking, or maybe something feels a little off in your pipeline, don't overthink it. Don't go digging through notes. Don't tell yourself you'll come back to this later. Just text me directly. My number is 771-333-4233. Tell me what you sell into education, who you're targeting, or where things feel stuck. I read every text myself. All right, let's get back to it. Let me simplify this even further. You've heard me use this before. The clean windows analogy. Imagine you're a window washer. You walk up to 2 buildings. One has dirty windows. One has clean windows. Most people think you go to the dirty windows. They need you. But if you actually understand the business, you go to the building with clean windows. Because those people already value clean windows. They already believe in the outcome. They already pay for it. You're not convincing them. You're aligning with them. That's targeting. Targeting is not who could use what I do. Targeting is where do people already value what I do? And Buffett would tell you the same thing, just in a different language. He doesn't invest where things could work. He invests where he already understands the game. So let's connect this back to your business, because this is where most education founders get stuck. They build a strong signature solution. They get clear on their perfect client. And then they go right back to chasing the wrong opportunities. They start talking to schools that don't have budget, districts that don't have urgency, leaders who don't own the problem, institutions that don't value the outcome yet. And they wonder why deals stall. It's not a sales problem. It's a targeting problem. Before we keep going, quick pause. If what I'm describing right now feels familiar, there's a good chance you're not dealing with a lead problem. You're looking in the wrong places, and that's exactly why we built something called the targeting map. This is a simple framework we use inside 3E to help founders get clear on where their best clients actually exist. Not just who they are, but where they already value the outcome you deliver. Because when that's clear, you stop chasing conversations that go nowhere. You stop second-guessing your pipeline, and you start showing up in environments where decisions actually happen. If you want it, it's linked in the show notes, or just text targeting to 77133342233, and we'll send it straight to you. All right, let's get back to it. Now, I want to take Buffett's idea one step deeper, because the circle of competence is not just about what you understand. It's about where you can predict outcomes. Buffett doesn't just understand Coca-Cola. He can predict how that business behaves. He knows the patterns, and he knows the risks. He knows what success looks like. That's why he invests. So for you, targeting is not just, do I recognize this type of client? It's, can I predict what happens if we work together? Can you predict how they make decisions? What slows them down? Who needs to be involved? Where deals get stuck? What success looks like? If you can't, you're outside your circle. And this is where I want to bring something in. Just briefly, I was having a conversation with Michael Fung, who leads the Institute for the Future of Education, in a special live recorded episode at IFE in Monterrey, Mexico, released on our former Breaking the Grade show on March 21st, 2025. And something he said stuck with me. He talked about how complex institutions are and how decisions aren't simple, how systems are layered, how change doesn't just happen because your product is good. You have to understand how the institution actually works. Not from the outside. From the inside, that's targeting. Targeting is not, I found a list of schools. Targeting is, I understand how this environment operates. So let's make this practical, because I don't want this to stay conceptual. Here are the shifts I want you to make. First shift, stop targeting based on need. Start targeting based on value alignment. Just because someone needs what you do does not mean they will buy it. Does not mean they value it. Does not mean they're ready for it. Clean windows. Always come back to that. Second shift, define your circle of competence clearly. Ask yourself, where have we actually won before? Where do we understand the system deeply? Where do we know how decisions get made? And that's your circle. And if you try to operate outside of it too early, you will feel it. Deals will get heavier. Sales cycles will get longer. Conversations will get more confusing. Third shift, filter harder than you prospect. Most founders think, I need to reach more people. What you actually need is to say no faster, to disqualify quicker, to recognize misalignment earlier. Buffett passes on almost everything. That's the game. Fourth shift, look for environments, not individuals. This is where targeting gets really powerful. You're not just looking for one school, one district, one leader. You're looking for environments where your perfect client already exists, where your solution already makes sense, where the culture already supports the outcome. That's how you move from scarcity to abundance. Because here's the truth, that there are more opportunities in education than most founders realize, but they're not evenly distributed, they're clustered. And targeting is how you find those clusters. Before we wrap up, quick note. If you're serious about building a real lead engine in education, not just booking meetings, but actually creating consistent momentum, this is the work we do inside the EdSales Elevation Experience. I've spent years building, scaling, and selling companies in education, and what I've learned is this. Selling into schools isn't about doing more. It's about understanding how decisions actually get made. Inside EdSales Elevation, we walk founders through the full system. From defining your perfect client, to targeting the right environments, to building a pipeline that doesn't rely on luck or referrals. This isn't theory. It's the same framework we use with founders actively selling into districts, institutions, and education organizations right now. If you want to learn more, you'll find details in the show notes or go to joshchernikoff.com/go and we'll walk you through it. All right, let's close this out. Let me bring this full circle. Buffett doesn't chase deals, he waits for the right ones. He stays inside his circle. He filters relentlessly. And when something fits, he moves with confidence. That's what I want for you. Not more activity, not more outreach, more clarity, more filtering, more alignment. So here's the question I want to leave you with. Where are you currently chasing dirty windows when you should be finding clean ones? If you can answer that honestly, you'll start to feel the shift. And once you feel it, targeting becomes lighter. Conversations become easier, and your pipeline starts to make more sense. As always, if this resonated, I'd love to hear from you. What's one place in your pipeline right now where you know it's not alignment? Send me a message, share your thoughts, and we'll keep sharpening this together. See you on the next show. All right, that's it for this episode of the EdSales Edge. Thanks for joining us. If you sell into education, the goal of this show is very simple: to help you stop guessing what actually moves deals in a system where trust matters. If you want to go deeper, join us inside the Entourage, our private community for education founders and operators selling into schools. You'll see the details in the show notes. If this episode helped you think more clearly, that's great. Subscribe, like it, and share it with another founder in the education space. Until next time, get clear, build trust, set up a system for sales, and keep earning your edge.